Alright guys, welcome to another vlog. Sorry, my enthusiasm is a little bit down today. Still waiting for the new part to arrive. I was meant to arrive at 10 AM. It's currently like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so that's a big bummer. Decided that I'm going to give the G35 a little wash now because it needs it, and just go over it a little bit, show you guys. I gained like one tiny little extra dent yesterday, which, to be fair, if I take the door trim off, I can probably pretty much fix it. Other than this bent arm, G35 is running mint. Everyone's gone down to Venice Beach, and because this arm didn't turn up, I wasn't able to go, which does suck. But it is what it is. Because we broke that wheel yesterday, I've had to put 10.5s on the front, but they seem to clear, which is great. So yeah, I'm going to go into a montage of me washing my car now, because it very rarely happens. Alright, next thing on the agenda is getting this front end apart. She cleaned up pretty good, actually. Shiny again. So I'm going to get this lower control arm out. With any luck, the next hour or two or something, hopefully, the new lower control arm turns up. I'll be able to get it in, and I'll give it some sort of an alignment and be back and ready for the Burnyard tomorrow. If I miss out on the Burnyard, I'll be devastated. So hopefully that arm does turn up. But best thing I can do for myself now is get this arm out and yeah, assess exactly what I damaged. Alright, so right here, as intended, is where it's bent. And if you actually have a look, GK Tech have done little weakening points right in those little dips. Just super hard to tell. But I can tell you guys that that little indent in the metal is basically designed to be the point where these bend. And you know what I mean, like, it's smart, 100% smart, and I agree with the idea. I hit my front wheel extremely hard trying to come in on a backwards entry, and basically hooked my front wheel behind a ripple strip, destroyed a front wheel. The guys from Stage Wheels said they've never had one broken yet, so that's a first. I broke a wheel that hasn't been broken before, and also, obviously, rather than breaking my subframe, luckily the GK Tech arm has failed exactly where it's meant to fail. And that's a really good thing, honestly, guys. Like, the thing is, the GK Tech stuff is cheap enough where, you know what I mean, things like this aren't the end of the world, which is fantastic. You can see on this. So those little divots there are your little weak points in these arms. Otherwise, honestly, you would just destroy the subframe, and rather than just being able to order a new arm like I've done, you would be in a situation where you would need to replace your entire cross member and, you know, be in far more expense and more problems. So it's you always got to have these weak points, and I'm glad it's there. To be honest, I wish I was running a weaker wheel, if anything. If I was running a shitty wheel, the wheel would have just exploded and potentially not broken any suspension pieces. But the wheel was very strong, eventually broke, but also the arm broke as well. So yeah, it was a big hit. I can't knock any of the parts I'm running. It really was my own fault and my own silliness, putting fresh tyres on the back and lowering them way lower than I had the second-hand tyres. And the car just gripped up, pushed in, and instead of backing out of it, I stayed foot in, thinking that I might be able to pull it off, and I just caught the edge and basically, to be honest with you, if it was an S chassis, I would have ripped the whole front wheel off, guaranteed. Like, no doubt about it in the world. If it was an S chassis, it would have ripped the whole front corner off the car. It was that harsh. So it's a bummer. I'm extremely lucky in the fact that the 10.5 inch 18 seemed to clear. So I should be right for drifting tomorrow at the Burnyard. About all there is to say about that. Hopefully I'll return to doing this vlog later today when the part arrives. Hopefully it arrives, but I'm starting to get worried, and I've still got to go buy a pot to replace the pot that I backed into in front of this house, which sucks so bad. But I can't really go and do that until I have a car that runs, because everybody else is out at Venice Beach having fun. It is what it is, and we will get it fixed and it will be all better. Okay, so today has been extra sucky, sitting around waiting all day. UPS never delivered the part we needed delivered. Just got some parts off. Dustin was nice enough to cruise back past and grab parts from the support vehicle, because the support vehicle was too busy not supporting. So he went past, grabbed the parts for me, and unfortunately the parts we've got won't work for my car. We have got hold of Rad Dan. We're going to head across to Rad Dan's workshop, and he has a heat gun and hammers and a vise, and I'm going to try and make this arm as straight as possible, and make it good enough for the Burnyard tomorrow. And the new arm will come on Monday, which is kind of insignificant because Drift Week will be over as of tomorrow. But in case there is any other drift events in Southern California before I go home, I might be able to hit them or whatever, just to make sure the car's 100% again anyway. So yeah, sucky day, but it is what it is. I've still got a car. My car didn't get burnt, you know what I mean? I can't really complain. You know, there's people in far worse positions car-wise on Drift Week than I am, but I definitely don't want to miss out on Hoonigan. So yeah, big thanks to Dustin for going back and getting those parts and helping me out, and he's going to give me a lift now to Rad Dan's, and we'll go and hopefully get this sorted out. Alright, so we're here at Rad Dan's workshop, aka Rad Industries. There's a lot of Supras here. Supra, and then stuff that tries to be Supra, like a Stingray with a 2J.
Yeah, I know something.
See, you're not the only weirdo that puts 2Js in stuff. So you put it in a Mustang, and this guy's putting it in a Stingray. But apparently it's a school teacher's car, so that'd be a rad teacher to have. Really cool stuff around here. RX4, really cool. Is this another competition-y car, or is this building for someone else?
A customer that wanted a replica of my comp car, but he had like most of the money, and then he's waiting, like, because then he kept changing his mind and upgrading. He's like, let's do full Motec and let's put a Hollander. So there's a Hollander in this. Yep. But then he like didn't. That kind of cut him short on. Well,
yeah, that's 20 grand straight up.
Yeah, and so that cut him short in other areas. But then he's like, it's fine. Let's let it sit a little bit. I'm like, but
just what workshops love. Yeah, another car just sitting there. This thing's pretty gangster as well. Everyone with their exhaust out the hood.
I have that.
I can't talk. I got that with my S13. I used to have the exhaust and the gate. Now I've just got the gate and I've got the exhaust outside.
I did it in my Civic.
Civic? Mm-hmm. We don't fuck with Civics in Australia.
You need to.
Nah.
You would like my Civic.
You learn at a young age. Front tuggers are no good.
Mine's all-wheel.
I use all-wheel?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So basically we're having to try and straighten this arm to around about where it goes, and I'm just going to have to deal with it. Luckily, obviously, Burnyard's only tiny, but it's just more about getting the wheel in a spot where it'll sit far enough forward that it won't foul and I don't spin in front of all my friends, because we're going to attempt to get like 12 of us, I think, going all at once at the Burnyard, and the guys like hurting that basically laughed at us and said there's no chance. But have you been to the Burnyard? Do you think we can get all 12 of us in there at once?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You're gonna bend that arm again, but yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I'm
think
fine with
about
that.
it. Like, if it was 5 of you and you thought about it, like, okay, you kind of walked it once, you probably wouldn't make a mistake. But if there's 12 of you, someone's gonna veer off and there'll be smoke and bam.
I'm down.
I kind of want to
Dustin,
go
you
do
down?
that.
I'm down with it. It's gonna be a good time.
I gotta drive my stuff home, so maybe I'll be in the front.
I don't think there's gonna
But the
be a
front will connect to the back and the.
Yeah,
When I was
it's
in there
gonna be
by
a centipede.
myself, it got smoky, and I would be like, okay, like abort what I had planned in my head. I need to get it over here to go that way to not drive through smoke. So I just think it could get dangerous.
Perfect.
I would do it.
Perfect
Yeah,
ending
I'd
to
be-
Drift Week.
Yeah. I'd be
All
down.
of us, 12 car pile up.
Oh, it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
No heat too.
That's a gnarly press.
Yeah, it is. It really
So I
is.
got
beauty.
that from like a super old dude, and then I rebuilt it, and that was 6 years ago, and it started leaking last year, so I need to rebuild it again.
Still good. It's actually super rad. It's like working better than we'd hoped. Obviously the metal's already fatigued.
What was that, 1 7/8? Or 1 3/4?
What we need. So we're using Siri.
1 3/4 inch in millimeter.
1.75
44
inches
point-
is 44.45 millimeters.
What are you
Oh,
saying?
I need to check my phone. That's like
40.5.
damn close.
Get my workout in.
Yeah.
Everything works, like the coolant temp and like all that stuff. And then I think I can even get rid of that.
All right, I think we are good as new. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
I already told him you should do that.
So Dan's Supra is just taking us over and having a look at it. It's got really cool stuff like these Kevlar doors. Check this out. Rad. I need everyone that tandons with me to have that so I can just push their doors in. That'd be fantastic. But looks cool, interesting to go over some of the bits of the car with him, looking at all of the different bits and pieces. It's cool. Not bad. Good size.
You got all the nitrous.
Look at this flex. Gram light for a hose reel. I like that.
Oh, this one's a good one. It's crusty on the inside.
This one's crusty.
Yeah. That's how you know it's good.
This motor, like, you feel that.
Alright, I didn't film it, but it is done. It's back in action, guys. It's pretty damn close. Caster isn't 100%, but it'll definitely get me through the Burnyard tomorrow until the new arm gets here. I'm stoked. Thank you so much to Dustin and his guys for helping make that happen. If you look at it, caster looks perfect. It is slightly off. I'm guessing it's at about 8 degrees and it's 9 degrees on the other side, so I'm barely going to notice. I don't think it's going to touch the firewall even with the 10.5s. So yeah, going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's vlog, where I don't know how much of the Burnyard we'll be able to show you, but I'll try to show you some of it.